on the CTN network. The number to call live on Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, is 464-7003. Join me, Pastor Google, on Constructive Talk Monday to Thursday from 8:30 p.m. Remember to subscribe and like the page. You are listening to Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, on the CTN network. The number to call live on Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, is 464-7003. Join me, Pastor Google, on Constructive Talk Monday to Thursday from 8:30 p.m. Remember to subscribe and like the page. You are listening to Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, on the CTN network. The number to call live on Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, is 464-7003. Join me, Pastor Google, on Constructive Talk Monday to Thursday from 8:30 p.m. Remember to subscribe and like the page.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Amen. I send in prayers for those who suffering in silence. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate, no time to separate. I'm calling on the prayer warriors in the country. Lord, for Trinidad need me, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan you had for us, it's vanishing. Because the violence, Lord, the nation in distress. What's it gonna take? We need a rest. It's time that we repent and we confess. Cause Lord, I'm tired of the bloodshed rising in numbers. Amen. I'm tired see the youth choose the path of plunder. Amen. Can't walk the street control, to change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave we. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad, need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Deception is spreading, it's trending. Oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the leaders to lead with integrity. Amen. So my people could thrive and provide for the family. Amen. I really fed up on the racism, hate the division. We all have history here, don't matter your religion. I'm praying for all them false prophets that mislead your flock. Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mock. I'm praying your strength and we in solidarity. Thank God for the life that He gave we. So all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad, need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. With you we walking through the fire. Amen. To make it we must stand together. Amen. To build safer communities. Amen. Enjoy the life that you give we. You are a feeling to behold. Amen. Guide all straying souls. Amen. Who God bless, no man curse. Speak it in the universe. I say, Lord bless protection around way. Amen. So the devil can't touch we. Amen. Remove evil mind and jealousy. Amen. Keep we away from that jumpy. Oh Lord, Lord, I feel a joy in my soul. Amen. Cause you always in control. Amen. The only way that I know. Amen. Make a joyful noise and sing with me. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Amen.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Monday to Thursday from 8:30 p.m. Remember to subscribe and like the page.
Friday the 8th, May 2026. Thank you, Mama. Mayor's Mother's Day Concert. Admission is free. Limited tickets are available. Contact your local government representative. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtime at 6. To be held at the City Hall Auditorium, Port of Spain. This event will be streamed live on the Constructive Talk Network on YouTube. Friday the 8th, May 2026. Thank you, Mama. Mayor's Mother's Day Concert. Admission is free. Limited tickets are available. Contact your local government representative. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtime at 6. To be held at the City Hall Auditorium, Port of Spain. This event will be streamed live on the Constructive Talk Network on YouTube.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
You are listening to Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, on the CTN Network.
I started to run when I scope out my country. I walk by a gun, ole, 'cause that is what they promise we. A lot's going on in this sun, so I come here to bring wisdom, so we don't burn down. We lovely society. See, a new government has the assignment to put we country into alignment. But every time they read us with their ego, it's the vulnerable who feeling that below. Lord, is it ignorance or is it arrogance? I don't know what to call it in this instance. Look at paradise right in front we eyes, but we still want to talk about who we despise.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we start to mash up the good things we know.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we treat we traditions like a papi show, you could fix everything on we island. Put gunships on we back like a tyrant. You could put 10 radars all up Scarborough. But don't forget,
This is Trinidad.
We love we freedom. agree that no oppression will be accepted by our Trini. We come from long days on the ground, working hard until daylight come, so we'll see it wrong to be a financial donkey. Cause every day we see a new taxation that causing a new kind of sufferation. And when you don't create that irritation, you send police to fix with desperation. Lord, where's the common sense? Where's the true intent to make you think oppression is relevant? Don't be shocked, my friend, when we start to bend and you see them placards in front of the Parliament.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we little children are not free to grow,
Tell me where else can we go?
if they try to ban the words in the calypso, you could try to stop social media or the taping of police murders. You could rewrite a bill like this also. But don't forget, this is Trinidad. Take one look around, even lingo and all could see confusions in tongue, and it's affecting everybody. Politicians and Facebook trolls, even Kaisonians lost their role. The world's upside down, and I'm worried for my country. Cause every day I see victimization, racial and social oppression. We saying is love need to go wrong, but we spreading this thing like a toxin. Man, things getting so tense, some can't pay their rent, and the effect of this feeling permanent. But what scares me though, just so that you know, is the money we about to borrow.
Tell me where else can we go?
If the IMF start to pull we toe,
Tell me where else can we go?
if we toilet paper start to run too low, you could stress out the sea pepper worker. Take a fool and make him a leader. You could change every board cause it's your show. But don't forget, this is Trinidad. I know it's good intentions we Prime Minister have for we, but brutal measures would only cause rebellion in TNT, like what caused Cambule in times of old. And it's so the story unfold, it's that rebellion that give we people identity. So careful how you deal with we intellect, cause DNA remembers every aspect. Not every time we cry it's just politics. Your mind could start to play you some dirty tricks. Look, remember that honor comes before minister, and that's why we give you so much power. So don't let us down and don't let us frown. We need to see our 360 turn around.
Tell me where else can we go?
If your promises start to look untrue,
Tell me where else can we go?
if your own voters losing trust in you, you could do what you want with what intent. You could bar talk the independent bench. You could change the country that we once know. But don't forget, this is Trinidad.
Or defending monarch, Elon
Elon
Francis.
Francis.
Don't forget, And everybody in the surprise calypso, right?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Friday the 8th, May 2026. Thank you, Mama. Mayor's Mother's Day concert. Admission is free. Limited tickets are available. Contact your local government representative. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtime at 6. To be held at the City Hall Auditorium, Port of Spain. This event will be streamed live on the Constructive Talk Network on YouTube.
You are listening to Constructive. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, the world. Good evening to all of you who locked on to Constructive Talk. And I hope that you all are hearing me. All right? I hope that you all are hearing me. Pretty all right. It is Monday the 4th. Monday the 4th of May. We already in the month of May. And there's so much to talk about. So much happened over the weekend. And there's so much happened in Trinidad and Tobago. So much things happening, and sometimes you can't keep up, you know. I don't know about you all, but sometimes you just can't even keep up with the amount of things happening in this country. You want to keep up, you know, but it is sometimes difficult to do so, to keep up in this place. But I am here this evening to talk to you guys on issues and current affairs that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Issues and current affairs that is happening right here in Trinidad and Tobago. How are you guys going? I hope all is well. I hope all is well with everybody. Those of you who are under the weather like me, drink plenty. I'm drinking cranberry juice to try and get my vitamin C's in. Because we have so much to deal with. We have some of us who suffer with sinus and stuff like that. We have the Sahara dust to deal with. Plus we have you know, plus we have the heat, all the different things, boy. But again, grateful for life, thankful for God for life, opportunity to be in the land of the living, and to be sitting here. All right, to be sitting here, engaging with you guys on a Monday evening. All right, so just let me know where you're looking at me from. All right, that'd be nice to just have an idea of where you're looking at me from, so that I can have an idea now of what part of the world and appreciate what part of the world you're looking at me from. So again, this is Trinidad and Tobago, and I am Pastor Google, and I'm here. You know, just touching base with you guys and giving you all what's going on. So I'm seeing where there are persons on from New York City. All right. I'm seeing where somebody is on from Mova, Tigo Martin, Diamond Vale. Somebody from Lower Santa Cruz is on. So when you come on, just let me know where you're looking at me from. When you come on, you just let me know where you're looking at me from, and I will try to say hello. So, today I was watching social media, glimpsing through social media, and to those of you who don't know, I was looking at social media today, and I saw what's his name, boy? I saw where this man, he make a out, and he make a statement the other day. He was at the media celebration, and he called Ansel Roger his political leader, Feroz Khan, that is the guy who does be, he's deal up with the farmers and stuff like that. So I saw that and I said, hey, that's interesting. Very interesting. Feroz called and it's called getting to me. What's the man's name again? I just told you all, Ansel Roger. He called Ansel Roger his political leader. Ansel Roger, his political leader. Interesting. Very interesting that he called Ansel Roger his political leader. That is what he called Mr. Ansel Roger, his political leader. Interesting, eh? I don't know how many of you find that to be interesting, but I find it to be very interesting. When he called him his political leader, I said, wow, okay, beautiful, great. Anyway, but he made it look at it as though it was a genuine mistake at the event, so I'll leave it there. But there's some other things that stood out to me over the weekend. I saw what happened in the Parliament on Friday with Miss Camille Robinson-Regis. Also, there's a statement made by Barry Padarath, and I captured it from I-95.5 News. So I was listening to the news on Friday, Yes, Friday, and Barry Padarath, they captured Barry Padarath making a statement. Or they were interviewing Barry Padarath, and he made a statement about CPEP, and he made a statement about the youth programs. There's a direct question to Barry Padarath, and he would have answered the question by talking about how he felt about the opposition leader saying that she will reinstate CPEP and she will reinstate all the youth programs that was stopped by this government. Alright? And I heard what Barry Padarath had to say. And I said I wanted to play it for you guys to hear what was said. I don't know how many of you heard it. but I think it's interesting. It's an interesting statement. Very, very interesting statement. By a minister. A sitting government minister made a statement about the youth programs in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think that it's something that you all need to hear. While I know some of you don't like to hear these things, but sorry, but I think it's something that Trinidad and Tobago need to hear. Okay? Yeah, you need to hear what Padarath had to say about the reopening of CPEP and the youth programs that the opposition leader would have showed her intentions of reopening. So me say good evening to people in Parliamentary, New York City, Canada, Toco, Brooklyn, Parliamentary, San Fernando, Brooklyn, New York, Belmont, St. James, Lower, Santa Cruz, where again? Toco, Parliamentary. Good night, Pastor. Alright, Palaseco, watching from Belmont. Alright, good night, Pastor. Just asking, is senior? Oh, somebody's asking. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that discussion later on. Somebody's saying, good night, Pastor. Just asking, is Senator Bates different to Dr. Munilal or Minister David Lee? The Speaker of the House, just asking, please let me know. Sandy Grandy is in the house, and Joseph is in the house, and where again? Somebody said nothing for the youths in the community. They don't even give the junior pan. Okay. Somebody else is saying good evening, Pastor Google. All on the live, San Fernando, Lavantil East. Good evening. Tunapuna is on. Pleasance Park is on. Couva is on. And who again is on? Good evening, Pastor Google. Alright, so let me show you. Let me play for you. New Jersey is in the house. Arima is in the house. Alright, so let me play for you what Mr. Padarath had to say to statements made by the opposition leader where it comes to the youth programs and when it comes to CPEP and others. So take a listen to this.
Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath pours cold water on the opposition leader's promise to reopen make-work programs closed by the current government. Penelope Beckles-Robinson told a recent State of the Republic address, thousands of people are now jobless because of the government's move.
When returned to power, we will reinstate the CPEP program. We will reopen all the youth programs. With which this government has callously shut down, such as the Youth Agricultural Program, the Hoist Program.
But Minister Padarath is calling the plan by the opposition leader a step backward for Trinidad and Tobago. According to Minister Padarath, the opposition's proposals lack vision and instead promote what he describes as a return to outdated programs, including CPEP. The minister argues the program had previously faced allegations of poor oversight and political patronage, and he warned against reviving what he called a flawed system.
This sort of old rhetoric of regurgitated programs and lies with the hope that will bring political currency, will offer. Who have said that if an election is to be called now, the population will vote for the UNC again. The UNC is making the tough, hard decisions that are required in the context of the environment that we find ourselves both economically and otherwise. And therefore, I think the population is very much aware that we are doing the responsible thing. We are acting in their best interest. And as the Prime Minister says, better days are ahead.
Minister Padarath added yesterday that while the government is focused on digital transformation and modern industries, the opposition is promoting dependency rather than innovation. He also questioned the opposition's internal leadership and accountability, suggesting the address focused more on criticizing concrete policy solutions.
So it really was a myriad of a mess yesterday through the meeting called the State of the Republic, which really should have dealt with the state of the PNM, because you're seeing the continuous infighting within the PNM. Dr. Rowley not attending, then you had Stuart Young sitting in the audience, and you had half of them not there to support their political leader. And therefore, if they cannot unite their own party, how then are they going to unite Trinidad and Tobago? And therefore, we are very convinced that the leader of the opposition will continue on the path that she has carved out for herself, which is essentially a non-performer, a non-starter, having very little or nothing to offer the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Via a voice note yesterday, Minister Padarath responded to questions posed by News Center 5. He said the situation...
So you heard that from Mr. Barry Padarath, Minister of Public Utilities, and I wanted to hear how you all feel about that. I want to hear what is your thoughts about hearing a minister talking about youth programs, talking about CPEP, the reopening of CPEP and the youth programs. What is your thoughts about it? Give me your ideas. I want to hear how you feel. How do you feel listening to the Public Utilities Minister sharing his views on not about calling the programs irrelevant, outdated? Outdated, he call it. He call it outdated, and he also call it irrelevant. Youth programs like My Lot, My Part, Conservation Corps, the agriculture programs, Homestead, all those programs, all of the programs that the Minister of Youth and National Service, Mr. Foster Cummings, would have started, would have done. What is your thoughts on the Minister of Public Utilities calling the programs irrelevant, outdated? I am... Let me make sure 10% on, 10%, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Pastor.
Good evening, 10%.
Good afternoon, Pastor. This Minister of Public Utilities never seems to amaze me. And he's not going to shock me in anything he said, because it's clearly baseless in my humble opinion. If you're calling something outdated and irrelevant, then what do you have to replace it?
But if he's saying that it's... Wait, that's not... Let's discuss... And I want us to understand. The minister is saying that the programs that the opposition leader is recommending that she's going to start back is outdated and irrelevant.
Right.
But you're saying that CPEP is outdated and irrelevant, but you all have a parallel program, or you all have started a program just like CPEP.
That is my question to Mr. Padarath. What do you have to replace these so-called programs you intend to badmouth? Because you're closing something, and the reality is you're saying to thousands of people whole strain that is coming. But in reality, we have people who cannot walk in the grocery, who are facing evicted, who will get evicted, yet will get evicted soon. That's reality. And you are a minister to come and say that with no replacement, no parallel program, then you are being baseless as a minister. You're just answering for answering sake because you have nothing to replace it. What is your replacement for the shared program? What is it? What is the replacement for the hoist program? What is the replacement for MILAT? What is the replacement for the youth camps? Sharamas, Presto, and El Dorado. What is the replacement? So, if you don't have a replacement, how could you say these things are baseless when you have no alternative? You don't have alternatives. You came into office and close down all kind of thing and have no alternative, and you're saying they are baseless. In all countries, all over the world, people like these are being taken care of by the state. The most vulnerable. So for me, that sounds to me he is out of touch with reality, and it comes across as being arrogant and inhumane, in my humble opinion. To sit down in your ivory tower and talk about things, you clearly out of touch with reality, because right now as we speak, single mothers are contemplating which child to send to school this week. This is the reality we live in Trinidad. So for a minister to be talking that, he is clearly out of touch with reality. He don't understand what's really happening in this country we live in. When a mother had to choose which child to send to school today, that is the reality we live in. So if I go, it is baseless, insensitive, and he comes across arrogant and careless because you have no base. You have no base in what you're saying because there's no alternative to these programs. Currently, as you speak. Pastor Agwan, in some space.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
All right, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good program as usual. Good evening to the lovely people of Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know. I heard the last caller saying about the hand of replacement. Caller and people is not about replacement. These people and them on vindictiveness. I don't know if who you all were paying attention. Some of us was paying attention to the Parliament channel. These people and them are saying that they're trying to liken the removal of CPEP and all these programs to the thing of Caroni and all these other programs. They can't liken that to Caroni. Caroni, as the Honorable Minister will have said, they were given 2-point-something billion on land. All they send them the whole of CPEP, URP, forestry, and all they haven't given them anything. And we, the good people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to ask ourselves the hard questions. Is it an element of risk there? Because we know the ethnicity of people who are in Caroni, the majority of people who are working Caroni. We know the ethnicity, majority of the people who are working CPEP and forestry and all of these things. But yet, Trinidad and Tobago, they wake up, because we've seen here where these Caroni workers get 2-point-something billion and land all over this country. What did CPEP and forestry get? Every country in the world, they are rich, they are middle class, they are lower class, and all governments, first world countries or whatever, take care of their people, even at the lowest level. CPEP do contribute, URP forestry do contribute in other ways to the economy. So we are seeing a government leading by vindictiveness, leading by wickedness, and leading by, I would like to go so far as even say race. It appears to be race sometimes. We just asking the hard questions. Pastor Google, I looked on and listened. I looked on and listened. I want to say something that I might get on the radio. Thanks again, my brother. I looked on and listened, my brother.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Talk to me.
Pastor Goga, I listened to Barry Pan talking rhetoric. But if he's so sure that the ideas our political leader, Mrs. Beckles, is coming up with his old ideas and not so good and derelict ideas. Well, he keep indicating that, and every time that some of them talk, they keep indicating that if they call an election now, the PNM gonna lose because them ideas they would. Well, what do like me and Motley and other persons in the Caribbean now they call election? If all of the PNM so weak and Stuart Young saying no to the back of the place and Dr. Rowling attending, and they're so sure. Well, just call election. Why PNM off the map? Let me see. You want to call election? But they wouldn't call it. They were just going to Parliament and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for the next 4 years. That's all they're going to do. They will never give me a memo cleaner. Call election. Let me see how weak the PNM is. Only talk. Because if I show up as a goal, I can beat you. I take any chance, you know. Because I show up myself. I won't just talk and talk and talk, but boy, waste our time. Padarath, all I do now, man. Call election, please. Be begging. I'll go on.
All right. One caller is saying, call election now. If you so feel that you will win, then call election now. Yep, if that's what you believe, Barry Padarath, because that is what you all are hearing from these political analysts and they that are telling you all that you're going to win, then call an election now. You know what I mean? Call an election now. All right, so caller, hold on, caller. Hold on.
Friday the 8th, May 2026. Thank you, Mama. Mayor's Mother's Day concert. Admission is free. Limited tickets are available. Contact your local government representative. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtime at 6. To be held at the City Hall Auditorium, Port of Spain. This event will be streamed live on the Constructive Talk Network on YouTube.
Good evening.
You know, sir, you have you're running professional ads, boy. They gotta watch you just now, boy.
Well, I hear a professional. I watching what's going on. It have celebrities and things calling this show, you know.
Yeah, you're running professional ads, boy. Well, listen, about now, for me, the perspective I have on what you played there with leader government business, Padarath, is I want people to soak in that and consider what they would have done a year ago on April 20th. That is why I want them to do. Unlike the callers who called before, I am not sorry because all in the lead up to all the meetings at the PNM had, the PNM was telling you that Stuart Young said it, Dr. Rowley said it, all the speakers on PNM platforms were saying that. I recall the meeting in Puna in Exeter Spaniard when Stuart Young put up the slide with what will happen to the energy sector and thing. And he spelled it out. Look at the chaos that's going on in FCB, right? With respect to people who would have been whistleblowers and what's going on with the executive chairman and so on appointed by this government and what he is doing in the company. Now, people talking about the Republic Bank charges, but people have to know, Pastor, that the government has 7 directors now on the board of the Republic Bank. The board is 13 members. So if the government has 7, that means that the Republic Bank just has 6. So who is the majority to raise the fees that they introduce? The government, and the same thing that they're doing is what they did with the other areas in terms of fines, the landlord tax, the levy on the banks and insurance companies. You understand? But what people had to realize is that when Padarath and them is talking about the agricultural program. You know what had him upset? That African people were part of our youth and agriculture program, the shade house program, and they were being given what? Land. They were being given land and the opportunity to form agricultural cooperatives. Don't mind that the people who getting 2-acre plots of currently land from since 2003, what they do with it? What going on? What on both sides of the highway going on with our currently cane land? Businesses that these people sell the people that set up businesses, but they wouldn't talk that. They wouldn't talk that all kind of housing developments and all them side streets that was cane land, but they ain't talking that. But people like who look like me and you that say give the lady a chance. Dr. Rowley is wicked. They eating pizza with mother and so on, right? I don't know if people watch that debate Friday with the private members motion and that whole thing about Senator John Bates and thing, which we would have discussed before. But the whole thing about it is that the arrogance of these people that they use in power.
Well, I comment to that. I just wanted to deal with this statement by Padarath.
Yeah, and all that statement there is just thumbing the nose at who they perceive as PNM supporters, and that just buttressing what the Prime Minister said in her address to them when she said, "All who suffer, my people, are going on me call it suffer now is political warfare." Remember, he is the attack dog, you know. He, Philip Alexander, David Naked, them is the attack dogs. That is what they're going on do, you know. Attack. And trust me, if there's one thing we know about them and their behavior, them ain't calling no early election at all. Them will stretch out election just like what they do the last time. 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days. They will stretch it out to the allowable limit under the Constitution. Sad to say, that is the reality. But it's a hard 4 years, 3 months, and 14 days again for people who look like us. It will be very tough. But we, the 102,000 who chose not to vote, and the 15,000 who chose to swing their vote, yellow is the code, let them take that. No apologies. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Behind me, another abandoned youth development project. This was the very successful youth agricultural shade house project. A project we modeled after a Guyanese experiment when we visited Guyana and saw young people involved in shade house production. The government then invested on the site in Chagaramas and partnered with the University of the West Indies and trained over 300 young people in shade house production, protected agriculture. And the government has shut it down. The current government has discontinued the program. There are currently no students enrolled, and the cooperative of students, the cooperative that was formed to manage this project and to take this produce to the market, to the hotel industry, to the restaurant industry, to the supermarket industry. Look at the crops, abandoned, and the students, I am told, have been denied access to this site. If you look at the gate is closed, padlocked, the site is completely abandoned, overgrown with bush. We had 4 completed shade houses here and another 16 under construction, and you can see there's no work taking place. The construction has stopped and the students have been denied access to this site. Once again, I call on the government to allow the students access to the site so that they can continue their agricultural dream. I'm told that it's the intention of this government to give this site to one private individual to operate this project when we had a program benefiting hundreds of young people and giving them an opportunity, a new opportunity in life as a farmer. I feel it for the students, and I know that they are anxious to get back on their side. I call on the government to please give the students the opportunity.
Good evening, Mr. Brand.
Good evening to you, Pastor Google. Pastor Google, Foster Cummins could talk from now till 2030. Senator Foster Cummins. According to your initial callers, all of them, you're hearing me? Yes. Senator Foster Cummins can speak from now till 2030. According to all of your initial callers, nothing is going to reopen because you know why? It was a PNM initiative. It was a PNM, anything to do with PNM initiative is going to be scrapped. And it ain't no good, it's irrelevant. Anything to help the youths of this nation, especially youths along the east-west corridor. Because apparently that is where the country ends, according to some people in this country. And the country only begins after the lighthouse. They're going to scrap it. We have seen it all, and that is my problem with people who decided not to vote, and who had a problem with Rowley and Stuart Young. Brian Lara Academy, Cricket Academy, was left to rot when Brian Lara and Dr. Rowley took Brian Lara to do a site visit in 2015. Brian Lara told him, I don't want this to be associated with my name. And eventually, Dr. Rowley told him, don't worry, we will fix it. The Government Plaza of Richmond Street was left there. All it needed was furniture. Didn't open for 5 years, 3 months and 14 days. We could call many things that were just left, just like as we are speaking right now. The new home for the Ministry of the People and Social Welfare left to rot. The home for the homeless on South Key left to rot. Water for people in East Porter in Diego Martin North East, nothing doing. People in Tobago now complaining that they ain't getting no water from Wassa. Everything just left there. They are doing nothing. You think they're going to open back things like hoist irrelevant? You know what hoist is? We must remind the people what hoist was. Hoist was attempting to give the youth an opportunity to use heavy equipment. That you have paid people hundreds of thousands of dollars with the skill to do so. With the skill. That is what hoist was. We complain about how we importing over $7 billion a year in food. And the attempt with the shale house program and homestead programs was to assist us to grow our own food and give the youth an opportunity. Gone. Done. But you know what hurts me the most out of all of those programs, Pastor Google? I'm going to tell you the one that hurted me the most. There were people who didn't do well in CSEC exams. We used to call it GC long time, O levels. Many of them got an opportunity to go back to schools to re-educate themselves and rewrite the exam in the 20s and 30s, Pastor Google, and get all the subjects. That's crap. That's crap. So in other words, they don't have a ghost of a chance. Only work they could get with their qualifications is URP and CPEP and forestry. But they had an opportunity to say, I could make something better of myself. I didn't have a one shot and that's it. They had a second bite at the cherry. No, they don't. I heard of many people who went back and say, boy, I get all my subjects, but I get my maths too, boy. I said, boy, I'm real glad for you. He said, no, I could apply because I have my subjects. Or I could go on to do maybe CAPE or some other diploma course or something as the case might be. But as it stands, Pastor Google, there were people who did the 2-year course for the homestead program and was waiting to get the 2-acre plot with the little house and so on, and the $20,000 to begin to do their agricultural projects. What happened to that? Nothing. Have you heard anything, Pastor, about the what you call it, what's happening down in Maruga? Huh? With the project down in Maruga. That is my point. It all dropped dead. This is the UNC 2.0. Anything that the PNM has done will die and stay dead once they are in office. That major multi-million-dollar program down in Maruga is dead. Unless somebody could come on the program tonight and say otherwise. Anything to do with what PNM has initiated is dead. And people don't want to put all of vex with Rowley. Well, okay, we'll stay vexed with Rowley. Because I know, and you know, Pastor, I heard you, Pastor, complain about people who work and can't get their money and can't feed themselves and the children. I heard you complaining night after night, begging for people to get their money. But they're not going to get it. You know why? Because as far as UNC is concerned, anything that PNM did to benefit the youths, to benefit the poorest amongst us, are irrelevant. They're calling them people, that's not the work, they're calling the people irrelevant. That is what they're saying, in other words. All you're irrelevant. It's not the work, Pastor, because they have POPs. And POPs is a spin-off of CPEP. Well, all right, but then we're telling me. So in other words, it's not the job. It's the people they're calling irrelevant. And that, sir, is my problem. And that is why I want people to open their eyes. Because every time, all you don't vote, all you vote for the next one because all you vex with the PNM, that is what you're going to get. That is the love that they have for all you. Take that. Have a good evening.
So you all heard that caller, and there was a program called Hoist, or the Linesman program, where they were training young men to be linesmen in tea and tech. So they would train them, and then they would be linesmen. That gone. And I know that OWTU had a problem with it. Yeah, the union had a problem with it. They had a problem with it. So, I was taking your calls in respect to this statement by Barry Padarath. For those of you who now come on and you want to know what we're talking about, you want to know, well, what is this discussion? What is the discussion about this evening? Discussion really is about statements made by Minister of Public Utilities Barry Padarath concerning the CPEP program that the opposition leader, Ms. Padarath Beckles, said that she's going to reopen the CPEP program and she is going to reopen the youth programs. And Barry Padarath had some things to say. And he called the programs irrelevant. Irrelevant, he called them. And I was taking your calls and hearing from you, the callers and listeners, viewers and listeners, what is your take on it? Because I don't understand. You have a parallel program that resembles CPEP. But you said CPEP is irrelevant. You shut down all the youth programs. All of the youth programs you shut down. Because you call them irrelevant. And those of you who are on the live, are you comfortable and happy with a minister, a government minister, calling programs irrelevant? And we're comfortable with it. But you know what? I want to find out. Because I had a young man talking to me last week. And he was saying to me, Pastor, the people willing to wait. But wait for what, sir? Because if you're telling me now that the people are willing to wait, but the minister is saying that the programs that the people that you said that the people willing to wait for is irrelevant and is backward thinking, then what are they willing to wait for? This is interesting. This is interesting. Take a listen to Barry Padarath now, earlier. Take a listen to what the minister had to say.
As outlined by Mrs. Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath pours cold water on the opposition leader's promise to reopen make-work programs closed by the current government. Penelope Beckles Robinson told a recent State of the Republic address, thousands of people are now jobless because of the government's move.
When returned to power, we will reinstate the CPEP program. We will reopen all the youth programs. With which this government has callously shut down, such as the Youth Agricultural Program, the Hoist Program.
But Minister Padarath is calling the plan by the opposition leader a step backward for Trinidad and Tobago. According to Minister Padarath, the opposition's proposals lack vision and instead promote what he describes as a return to outdated programs, including CPEP. The minister argues the program had previously faced allegations of poor oversight and political patronage, and he warned against reviving what he called a flawed system.
This sort of old rhetoric of regurgitated programs and lies with the hope that will bring political currency will offer. Who have said that if an election is to be called now, the population will vote for the UNC again. The UNC is making the tough, hard decisions that are required in the context of the environment that we find ourselves both economically and otherwise. And therefore, I think the population is very much aware that we are doing the responsible thing. We are acting in their best interest. And as the Prime Minister says, better days are ahead.
Minister Padarath added yesterday that while the government is focused on digital transformation and modern industries, the opposition is promoting dependency rather than innovation. He also questioned the opposition's internal leadership and accountability, suggesting the address focused more on criticizing concrete policy solutions.
So it really was a myriad of a mess yesterday through the meeting called the State of the Republic, which really should have dealt with the state of the PNM, because you're seeing the continuous infighting within the PNM. Dr. Rowley not attending, then you had Stuart Young sitting in the audience, and you had half of them not there to support their political leader. And therefore, if they cannot unite their own party, how then are they going to unite Trinidad and Tobago? And therefore, we are very convinced that the leader of the opposition will continue on the path that she has carved out for herself, which is essentially a non-performer, a non-starter, having very little or nothing to offer the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Via a voice note yesterday, Minister Padarath responded to questions posed by News Center 5. He said the situation, as outlined by Mrs. Beckles Robinson, is flawed.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hi,
good
evening.
Afternoon. Good afternoon, Pastor Google. How are you?
I am okay. How are you?
I'm good. Pastor Google, my simple contribution is this: that this government in power does not like African people. It's a clear-cut case, and they will get rid of every and anything put in place to see African people make a step forward. Today it was sickening and heart-tearing as a parent when you look on YouTube and see those 4 young men who were murdered in Shagona. The thing about it is that I don't support crime, but if there were things in place, we don't know what could have happened. They might have gone down a different road. Thank you, Pastor Google. Locked on and listening. Do have a blessed night.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very, very much. Oh boy. Oh boy, thank you very much, caller. I hear you. And I understand exactly where you're coming from, where you're going. Very interesting, eh? Very, very interesting what the minister had to say. And that is why some of us need to open our eyes and see. Hello, good evening. Hi, good evening.
Yes, Pastor Gula again. Good night to you and the listeners. You see all the fathers and them talking, they see talking that are excuse for them to choose them the program. All the youth program that's supposed to come on them have. You understand? That was some hate to youth on them. Then just come out to victimize African people. You understand? I just have it over the last caller say. How you could tell me clean up the environment is a backward step? You must clean up the environment. That could clean up health. People just take the attitude to play clean. Most of the programs that photo coming on them are in places must have helped them. There's always something I say PNN is very good to PNN people. And you know, every time PNN people will say, people Africa, people ask and calling, for director program. That's nothing they do for you. That's a habit. That's part of their DNA. Anything that is dispute African people can make any progress, they are mash it up. Because then they said the African people mustn't be strong economically at all, but you leave them alone must be strong. So you could abuse their advantage. That's always about the race thing against African people. Everybody sees that thing. Some of the people want to come out and say, that is the whole plan. You forget to Shagaramas the last time there. When people had people of Shagaramas, you see all of them coming forward, they max it down, and say they're delaying 31%. They max it down, they bulldoze the land, a woman end up getting killed. Human gets shocked after all she planting crops and she dancing and think they bulldoze it. She end up coming out there from heart attack. That's how these people are operating. They do not take care of the people, you know. Then they self-center and for themselves alone. They may study contract, so they don't have the contract heart. When I started the boy, you see the voice program? We always people that program because I have youth program. The homestead program, that's a rapid thing. After for the time they see African people getting on and things the plan, they don't want that at all. After coming to maximum down. You understand? It's a whole hatred and African people are racist, victimizing thing. So you can live in that country so you cannot live in that country where you don't like you don't you alone, you like what? You alone everything, it's all other people in the country have to live too.
All right, thank you very much, caller.
Political party can't confirm with the speed about the self-fire. That's why also you can go over the opposition. When you will not take care of why political the whole country, not for you people alone. You understand?
All right, thank you very much.
I don't know. You have to take it when they root of the see how Padarath talking.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Hello, good evening.
So, good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, I would like to make a comment on considering on the leverage. Something that has been bothering me a little bit.
You need to load down your television or whatever you listen to the program on.
Oh yeah, we know that. People always, especially the ELC supporters, calling Ms. Kamala Prasad the mother of the nation, right? I've been wondering if they're calling her the mother of the nation, why she did what she did when she came in power. Why she shut down all those government programs for the young people? If she's the mother of the nation, she would not do those things. Okay? If she's the mother of the nation, right? Why she shut down all the CPF workers, all the ERP workers, all the forestry division workers, why she shut them all of them? If she's the mother of the nation, she would have think twice. But she did not think twice. If she's the mother of the nation, when America was bombing all the boats in the sea, and what she said, kill them violently. Remember that? Right, so I'm wondering why, if she actually the mother of the nation, why is she doing all those things? And plus, all those things happening right now, people actually suffering, and all those things going on, but people still, they're like the supporters, like they're not actually seeing what's going on, like they're totally blind. Like in their mind, it's party before country. So that's what bothers me right now. I don't understand why they haven't had, just like the late Dr. Eric Williams. Dr. Eric Williams never did anything like that. He put things in place for the people, but Kamala doing totally the opposite. But they call her the mother of the nation. That's my contribution tonight.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your call.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So, Trinidad and Tobago, I wanted to deal with that this evening. I wanted to hear your views on it. I wanted to hear what your thoughts about it. Because those are things that we need to continue to, those are things that you need to not ignore. Don't ignore those things. Those things are not to be ignored. Because when you ignore those things, Right? When you ignore those things come back to haunt you, you know. Yep, those things come back to haunt you. Because you forget about it. You forget the statement because you remember, and I keep going back to the discussion I had with the young man on this platform when he was saying, Pastor Google, people would be willing to give this government a chance because of they're willing to give them a chance. You're willing to wait it out. Wait out for what? Actually, because nothing is coming, as you heard Barry Padarath said. So I want to take you now to something that jumped out at me in the news this evening. And I want you to listen carefully to some of the things that we're going to be looking at this evening. So we're expecting the media review very soon. Alright? We are expecting the media review very, very soon. And the government is getting ready to hit us the media review. So some of us need to get our house in order. What do I mean by that? We need to listen to the media review to know what is going to be going on with the media review. But there are some other things that I saw in the news that I wanted to highlight and touch on, talk about this evening. All right? We know that the situation with Senator Bates is still a burning issue. We're going to touch on that in a little bit. But you know, over the weekend, I saw this video, and I wanted to highlight it on my program. I want to let her watch this video. Watch it. It's a short video. It's not long. Very short. But while we are dealing with Senator Bates, right? There are some senators who are doing things in this country and getting away with it. So, I want to start off. You park in a disability park, right? You park up in a disability park. That's one. You have issues. You have issues with family. You have family issues. Two. Now you're driving without seatbelt and talking on a phone. No, man. You're making a video and talking on your phone without a seatbelt? Take a look at this Trinidad and Tobago.
The only reason black people in Trinidad and Tobago catching the ass dragging in the mud.
Brother, your seatbelt, brother. Before you start driving and blaming the PNM, make sure to strap up your seatbelt now. You're supposed to be a big minister out here. Set a proper example for the children watching now. Please and thank you.
The only reason black people in Trinidad and Tobago catching the ass dragging in the mud.
Brother, your seatbelt, brother. Before you start driving and blaming the PNM, make sure to strap up your seatbelt now. You're supposed to be a big minister out here. Set a proper example for the children watching now. Please.
Now, there are several things wrong in that video. Several things. One, yes, the seatbelt. But two, do you hear how our minister addressing black people in this country? And what he's saying about black people in this country? We coming up to emancipation just now, you know. And that same minister is going to put on an African top and stand up by the Treasury building and come to march with who? Me! He coming to march with? You had to be mad. This is a minister in the Ministry of Housing where people are going to be coming to get assistance. This is a minister in the Ministry of Housing and talking about black people. Where is the so-called black liberators in this country? Educated, on our board, leaders who can stand up against a Syrian man talking about black people so. Where them? Where are the black leaders in this country? Where are the black leaders in this country? Oh, they didn't hear what he say? Okay. All right. You didn't hear what he say?
And thank you.
The only reason black people in Trinidad and Tobago catching the ass, the only reason black people in Trinidad and Tobago catching the ass dragging in the mud.
Only what that man say? We catching we are dragging in the mud. Black people. The only reason why black people are Syrian minister. Nah.
The only reason black people in Trinidad and Tobago catching the ass dragging in the mud.
Brother, your seatbelt, brother. Before you start driving and blaming the PNM, make sure to strap up your seatbelt now.
Where are the black leaders? You telling me? You telling me no black pastor? You see this? You telling me no black bishop? You see this? You telling me that black woman who does be talking on behalf of the UNC ain't here a Syrian minister? You in here? Olia, who stand up for we, boy? Who stand up for we, Olia? Who is standing up on behalf of black people in this country? Who? Well, let's type some names. I'm going to watch on the chat. I ain't taking no calls yet because right now I'm upset. Who standing up for black people in this country? Let's start it right now. Start it right. Start it right. Start to write some names. Let me see. Philip has been disrespected. Yeah. But you're telling me who? Pastor nobody. That's what I want to know. Who signed up for black people in this country, boy? Who? Google, you asking that? Stand up first. Who standing up for black people? Hey, look at that person typing there. No one. We have no say because we don't even like we own. I like that. Somebody saying what? Hey, only on a serious note. That man is a government minister, you know. That's a government minister. That is not. He's not trying to get in political office again, you know. He in position now, you know. Nah, boy. Nobody not saying nothing, boy. Nobody not saying nothing. And don't tell me he black. But I want to know how you feel. How do you feel about a minister, a government minister, talking about black people dragging the and the prime minister have nothing to say about it? What's all your thoughts? Quickly. Hello, good evening.
Google, oh my God, my blood boiling. Pastor, I have to call a certain man called Mr. Mohammed on our state board. That's my good partner. I have to call him and ask him to clear the air what he thinks about that. This man teach black studies. Pastor Google, my blood is calling this hour of the evening. Right? I don't know if people recognizing our pattern in this country. Okay? With Ms. Kamlan, the United National Congress, and people like Philip and them, they don't want to support the CCJ because they say what? They don't have enough. It only have one ethnicity on that board. They're coming to power now. They're giving problems with CARICOM. CARICOM is made up of a certain ethnicity. People only watch the pattern of Trinidad and Tobago. We have to stand up. This is going too far. And when one wise man once said nothing, evil prevail when good men fail to do anything. We need to stand up and fight against this level of oppression. Philip Alexander, Philip, I want to call you out on national on the waves tonight. Philip never, ever, ever want to have anything positive to say about African people in this country. I would like to ask the question, Philip, and all the yellow, the code and all of that. When last, or tell me when you ever hear Philip saying anything good about any black man in this country? It is pure racism. I'm asking, is it racism, Philip? But it is going on. African people, all they wake up, all they seen it in all the people, and they're not even hiding it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks again, brother. I'm looking and listening, but I have so much to tell. I'm going to get somebody else a chance.
Thank you. Thank you. It is blatant in our face. Is this man pushing us to do something? Is he pushing us to say something? What it is going on in this country? Madam Prime Minister, Madam PM, could you reel in? Could you talk to your minister in the Ministry of Housing? Madam Prime Minister? Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, good night again, Pastor Google. Pastor Google, I want to say this about Philip Alexander.
Whatever you're going to say, make sure I don't get in problems, please.
Okay. The minister is not a white man. If he has to go anywhere in the world, he's going to be called a black man. And he lacking melanin. That is the problem. But because he have black hair, he is not a white man. White is a color. So he don't even know who he belongs to or who he is. He is very pathetic. I'm sorry for him. Because if you don't even know who you are, where you're going. So I won't be perturbed by him. Sooner or later he will know. Thank you, Pastor Google.
Thank you very much. Yes, he should be fired. Yes, I believe, and I'm calling on the Kudli Prime Minister to fire him. I believe he should be fired. Honestly, I believe that he should be fired. That's my belief. I think that the Prime Minister should fire Philip Alexander. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
Good evening, sir.
Pastor, you expecting me to come and say anything? He is given leeway to say and do what he wants. That is one of the reasons why he's there to act in that manner himself. Himself doing like but they are there for that sole purpose. Do so expect that woman to come and say anything towards that. But the problem I have with a black man in this country is this man is constantly, deliberately disrespecting people of my race over and over. And you want to tell me for Emancipation Day, he'll come behind Twiggy he'll come behind Twiggy for photo ops. We have to stop this thing. People can't disrespect us. Other people, I want to come and show up. No pretend thing. I want a march in parade. Because every chance you get to come on a camera is black. Black this, black that, black the other. You don't say nothing about Indian. You don't say nothing about Chinese. You don't say nothing about Syrian.
Nah, he just talk about Syrian. He's talking about Syrian and them.
Well, yeah, that's the one who he like. But you will not touch Indian. You will not say Indian with a 10-foot pole. You will never say not my Indian or even Chinese. But as you get enough, as you black, and you.
But I'm asking a question now. I'm asking a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry.
Archbishop or Bishop Jason, whoever he name, he not hearing this?
Pastor, yeah.
No.
We're talking about we partner.
Who?
Mr. Mohammed.
Well, he's on a state board. He's on a state board. He's on a state board.
Yeah, because because that kind of money, that kind of money kind of has to depart with him. So
right, but how it is we're not hearing from Bishop Gordon.
No, you can hear.
How come Bishop Gordon have nothing to say?
Why you open out?
Yes. If it was under Dr. Rowley, he would have opened up his mouth.
You're Selwyn Kojo and say
How come Selwyn Kojo have nothing to say about this?
I don't know. I guess he probably didn't see, but all on state balling.
So
them looking the other way.
Ole evil boy.
No,
Ole evil.
I evil. Them evil.
Ole evil boy. Because Ole not calling on these people to say something.
So you feel me call my London partner online notice? You feel like something, people? You feel? I ain't got a response yet.
You wouldn't get a response.
You feel?
You would not get a response. Wait on that response.
You feel like I ain't saying phone. I ain't got a response. You know what I see? I know he said because I said we'll take. But I see. I ain't got a response yet. I'm still waiting. I signed the phone, so I know you see it. But that I say that we have to live with. So don't expect the parents to come and say anything because he naked and them get a job. Them job is to do that exactly that.
What job them get to do? What job them get to call to but the next thing is the next thing is he is driving without a seatbelt.
No, he won't go ticket. He won't get nothing.
Why?
You see when he all gone. You see when they bomb somebody or to cause accident. That one he must go very far. Right now they could do the one because the name government minister and the prime minister in she looking the other way. She didn't mean at all. So when the horse the now start it going that way. When the horse run down the track and doing what they want and more than 10 horse, we will see how they pull them back.
All right. Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening, sir.
Pastor, I realize what all of them have in common.
What is that?
Pastor, hello?
Yeah, what is that in common?
All of them have in common, even the ones who wearing it. The problem is black skin. You understand? 20 times, even in the world news, all them people we playing sorry for one thing. All of them have one thing in common. The hatred for black skin. That's what going on in the world, you know. Good versus evil. End up as white supremacy versus those with that color. Right? And even those who have that color, there is practice of inward hatred that they can't even come together because there's destroyed from within. And the enemy have a lot of us so programmed to destroy our psyche. And any type of liberty we will try to promote, that they will send men who pose as black activists and religious activists and all kinds of things. But all of them have one thing in common. The hatred for black. And I'll tell you something about black. It's the most dominant color. The color energy is black. The color of life is black because melanin is the source of all life in this earth, in this frequency. Without it, nothing living. And it is be produced. It's the thing what is feed our pineal gland, our third eye, made up of two hormones, melatonin and serotonin. I might have it a little wrong, but those two words. And here I'm telling you, you only get that when you get proper sleep in the night. And all these little things we just miss. That's why we want to, we just find that certain people is think certain way, and why certain people is think. Because at the end of the day, Pastor, it all comes down to honesty. It all comes down to facts. It all comes down to those who, hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it all comes down to those who want to do the thing right, who are in the right place. According to the doctrine of Christ, who without sin cast the first stone. But I don't mean to say we meditating upon murder. I don't mean to say we meditating upon lust. But at the end of the day, it's who want to tread the straight and narrow road. That is what we jump to, because the normalized lying, right? To normalize immorality then. Because right now, the things, if Dr. Rowley would only do two of the things, what this present Prime Minister and government do, they would have him in handcuffs. They would have closed down this country. And there goes our problem. We have, as so-called black people, to develop our own economy. We thought David Mohammed and certain other people, the heart was in the right place and they had the right intentions, but when they check it out, if we don't carry on the philosophy of man like Marcus Garvey, research it, we will always be standing in this place. So we have to reach a position that whether PNM or UNC is the government, our economy is so strong that even if they send home a set of European CPEP workers and close down all kind of things that is benefit our community, we as a community could still service, reset, and refinance without aid And because how the enemy feel, and how the enemy feel without them, we can't progress. And that's what's going on with this government. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. So I really just wanted to hear your view on a minister in the UNC government who is of Syrian origin calling us and saying to us, black people, that we are in the mud. That's what he said. He said that black people is dragging their ass in the mud. Then we say, we're suffering. And all of that is because they support the People's National Movement. And you're doing all of that driving without your seatbelt. Really? Really? And your government, I would like to hear men like Obika, Tahaka, Obika talk about this. What is his view, boy? Anybody want to message him and tell him, call Pastor Google and answer this question? How do you feel, Tahaka, where there is a Syrian man emancipation is just a few months away now. 3 months away. Emancipation. Black people putting on black African clothes. Walking from the Treasury building up to the Savannah, past East Dry River, going up to the Savannah. And this man, who is a government minister, calling out black people in a disgraceful and disgusting manner. We need to call on the Prime Minister to fire this man. He have to go. He have to go. Do you know what? I'm going to get a friend to do a petition. And all of you, 822 of you who are on the live, we're going to sign. If you want to sign the petition, tell me yes or no. If you think we should sign up a petition, type yes or no on the live right now. The 825 of you, if you all think that we need to sign up a petition to get rid of Philip Alexander, type yes or no. Hello, good evening.
Good night, Pastor Google.
Good evening.
How you doing? The Prime Minister is not going to fire that gentleman. And I should not even use the word a gentleman. That man is a total racist. He's very disrespectful towards our African people, because it's not the first time, right? He keep bringing down black people. And he was the man who went up in Laventille to look for black people votes. He walked the road with a black man to get the support, and then turn around and lambaste black people as we are nothing. That man has a mental disorder, right? He has a passionate hate for black people, towards black people, because he has a color tone that he believes he's superior to black people. And it's time that our Afro-Trinidadians wake up and realize, because the UNC, to be truthful, Pastor Google, is an Indo-based party. I keep repeating, those people do not care about Trinidad and Tobago. The one or two black people around them, that is just a coloring. They don't care about black people. They care about the self. They care about their own culture. They care about their people, enriching their people. That is what they are about. They are not about Trinbago. They fire a whole set of poor, vulnerable Afro-Trinidadians, because what? They believe those people had belonged to the PNM, the CPEP workers, the URP workers, the forestry workers, and by and large, all those of a certain ethnic background. They refuse to renew the contract because they believe they belong to the PNM, and they blacklist the PNM as a black party. The PNM is not a black party. The PNM is a national movement with all races, East Indian, African, Syrian, all races. The PNM accepts everybody. They only have a coloring and a front. And the Afro people who participate in the UNC are just a front. But really and truly, they are not in support of African. How much African the UNC has enriched? Show me, or let the UNC account for how much African, up to now, the black Afro youths, they have taken away the opportunities by way of the CCC program. Just the other day, I saw some soldiers packing up in one of the regions. They're packing up all the CCC equipment sometime last week. The MILAT program, that they're bringing down the same black people for not being in a position that the PNM made available to the vulnerable black youth. The MILAT program, the CCC program, and all the youth programs, the youth sporting programs, they have taken that away from the black African youth who is vulnerable to going on the other side. The PNM was responsible for that by the way of Foster Cummins, the Honorable Foster Cummins, the Minister of Youth, Mrs. Shampa Cooper. They were responsible for implementing. The People's National Movement was responsible for providing for the black people. Dr. Keith Rowley, right? He allocated a certain amount of money for the vulnerable youth of Lavantil. The sporting program, the swimming program, the swimming pools up in Lavantil, Mova, to save the black vulnerable youth from a life of crime. What has the UNC done to enrich and uplift the black African youth, the black African Trinidadian? Nothing. Yet they have taken away. They have taken away and left you to hang and enrich their people again. If you have the opportunity of driving around Trinidad and Tobago, you will see who they employ. They employ people who look like them. I see it every day. The support base and the supporters looks like them. They don't care about you. They don't care about the Afro because they believe you belong to the PNM. And it's time that black people wake up and understand. And we of the PNM, we have to start to educate the black youth, which we are doing. But it will take time for them to understand. Because the UNC has a mandate to brainwash the uninformed and uneducated against the PNM. The PNM has done everything in the power from beginning to end, from the inception to enrich Trinidad and Tobago. What has the UNC done? Just try to bring down the PNM on a daily basis in the most derogatory manner that they could. And that gentleman, yes, he needs to go, but his leader will not, because she uses him as a tool. He's a tool to spread misinformation, lies, and try to bring disbelief within yourself. Who he went and had a child with, it was brought to the public domain.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
Okay, then.
Yeah, man. Hello. Okay. All right. Oh, they're here now. I sorry, you know, but I Philip had to go. Philip had to go. Philip have to go. I don't know about any of you, but I am seeing that Philip Alexander have to go. All right? Yep, I believe so. I'm seeing so. Hello, good evening, caller.
Good evening, Pastor Google. This is Mayor Paris.
Hey, Mr. Paris, we still have to organize for you to come on the program, you know.
Yeah, we will definitely organize that. I'm supposed to walk in the community on Thursday with some of the party groups in Pleasantville, right? Just continuously keeping grounded, knowing what is going on in the community and adding whatever help with whatever little resources that we have to give at this particular time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. But Pastor, hello?
Yes.
What I have to speak, what I called in to speak about in particular is the gentleman called Philip Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, it's so timely that you would bring up that topic. This gentleman, I have never had any interaction with him other than when he was walking in Orchid Gardens during an election, and he he asked me for permission to walk in the community, and I said, no problem. You can walk free. You can go wherever you want. Never had any interaction, no bad interaction. But this gentleman, my 75-year-old mother, right, who is not a politician, who's not in politics, this gentleman would write something on social media speaking about Dr. Rowley grooming my mother. Now, you know, there are certain lines that you don't cross in politics. And you would well understand why it is that Dr. Rowley deals with them or dealt with them in the manner he would deal with them, right? My mother is not a politician. My family is not a politician, or are not politicians, right? And, you know, I took that as a serious offense. So it is quite obvious that it is the UNC's modus operandi to continuously attack members of the People's National Movement without even a thought or thinking. And they've reached so low as to attack people's family, right, in an unhinged manner, right? Now, if it is that people look at persons in the PNM and expect us and hold us to a higher standard than the UNC, certainly this new attitude that the UNC has adopted, they call it themselves the big bad UNC, right? They want people to be scared of them. Google, I think the last time that we had a conversation, I said that I backed down from nobody. I feared no one. I had a life before politics. I'll have a life after politics. But you leave people's family out of these type of things because it's not a good look. And certainly I want to add to your call for the Prime Minister to remove this man as a representative of the people. He is certainly proven himself to be unworthy. You are attacking my elderly mother, 75 years old. My mother is an entrepreneur most of my life, a renowned businesswoman, and you want to bring my mother into whatever. And you know why he was commenting? Because I made the move to try to open Skinner Park for business when it is that there were no areas in San Fernando available for the spec promoters. And then you want to talk about people, mother? I don't know, Google. I think I draw the line there, right? Hopefully, if he and I ever see each other, the conversation will be civil.
I hope so too. I really hope so too. But thank you very much, Mayor, for giving your contribution on Constructive Talk. I really appreciate it. It lends value to the program. It says that, hey, my member, my councillor listening to me. And I want to thank you very much, man. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
So let's take that. Take that. Take that in all your ways. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Go. How are you this evening?
I am okay.
Okay. Yeah, Pastor, who will I line here and I listen? Many of the people speaking, calling African people. What they're saying is truth. It is the fact. But it's for we to hear.
What is the fact that
for we to listen and for we to understand?
What is the fact?
It is the fact that they don't like African people.
Okay, all right.
They will try their best to get rid of us.
Who are the they though? Who are the they?
Under their foot.
Who are the they?
The UNC.
All right.
The UNC side.
UNC, right, okay.
Okay? They're trying their best to do that. But the people who keep at their side is the people to back their own people. Those are the people that want with them. You know? Pay them also and let them do the dirty job for them. Like Roger, right? You hear what he say he going to do if they stop them from, if they talk too much about this rig business where they're about to work on? Hear what he say he will, okay. Apart from that, look at Baptist people, right? All of that under these people. They're not opening their eyes. I don't know. Like Baptist people get blind, boy. They're not opening their eyes. There's a big follower, you know,
Well, not
to
all.
Michelle in this area.
Well, not all Baptists.
Well, right. Most down in the South area. Right? Because I know plenty of the churches follow her. What reason? All they don't understand what these people doing to all
Michelle
their own
Benjamin.
people.
Michelle Benjamin reminds me of Barbara Burke. What Barbara Burke was to the UNC, Michelle Benjamin is now. So Barbara Burke has become very elderly and old, so they have any background. But Michelle, as a spiritual Baptist, is the one who they have pulled on in the front line, because she is doing what Barbara Burke would have done back in the day.
And don't she know too that they're using her? They're using her because she still cannot give the African people what they really need. Right, Taro? They're trying to build a little land for these. There's one little piece of stupid thing they want to put up there for them. And these people will go for anything. Anything. Some of these people don't understand what they're doing to us. They still want to follow them.
Because of what they're getting? Because of the crumbs that they're getting?
My God. Things is to be better for you. I couldn't next thing with the handout. Padarath talking about handout. They are the one who want the people to be. The people was working before. They don't have to depend on nobody for a bag of food. You hear? A bag of grocery. No, they have to depend on them to get a bag of grocery. Right? They who want the people to be as they is right now. Okay? They want them to be like that. And I can't understand why these black people understand what it is really going on. Everything raised for them. And they're not saying nothing now. They're just quiet.
All right.
They're only telling them, don't pay the tax. Don't pay.
Well, if they don't
everything
pay
now,
it,
nobody is telling them don't go and do it, you know.
No, because if they don't do it, as Mr. Imbert said and all the others saying, if they don't do it, this government, the front of Dr. Rowley, them, you know, they saying that they're going to jail you. So saying to people, don't pay it, when they end up in jail, because this government has already said it, that you're going to give you a fine and you're going to jail.
And look at that. They're still for that, eh? They're still staying for it, right? Even though it has some who want to rise up, they cannot rise up against this government. This government is a hater. There's wicked and evil people. I saying that tonight.
All right. Thank you very much.
People are wicked and evil.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening. That's not the views of the caller is not my views. I don't want all it to come for me. You know, they're coming for people who making statements or allowing people to make statements. All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
And let's reminding callers, just be careful and mindful of what we are. It's still on a SOE, yeah? We still on a SOE and the minister still writing writ for people to come, for the police to come and pick up people.
Well, yeah, well, he come like Philip Alexander Jr., you know. Remember, he don't like the views that the population have on him. He spent so much years in the police service and still can't do nothing yet. So what do you expect him to do? Because I don't know why it is we so surprised. Why it is black people are
we're not surprised. I don't know who's surprised. Nobody is surprised. What we're doing is calling it out.
Well, here we go.
And he's a minister in government. and as a citizen of this country, I have a right to say that I don't appreciate a minister calling black people ass and dragging their ass on the dirt. I find it to be disrespectful. Me a surprise.
So let me ask you something. You consider that fella to have no morality?
Long time.
Alright. No credibility?
Long time.
Alright. So the argument where the opposition had us to walk out of the parliament on Friday, where they try to paint a picture of this lady in such, and people in the government in such a disgraceful light.
People in the opposition, wait, best now, Let me tell you something. I'm going to play for you one of the reasons why, mainly one of the reasons why they walked out. You see that disrespect that that the member of parliament for Sandy Grandi and the member of parliament for Parliamentary would have dished out to Miss Camille Robinson Regis about her bald head. About her bald head, knowing that the lady is coming through a medical situation. And we always say it because I remember a talk show host on 95, the morning show, had a problem when Dr. Rowley was making fun of Wayne Mark. When Dr. Rowley did the voice of Wayne Mark, they said they was upset because they believed that Wayne Mark voice is like that because it's a medical condition. How come you cannot hear these two talk show hosts condemning statements made by these politicians about Miss Regis? These damn radio hosts, and they are convenient.
I am tired. I am fed up. When Robinson made the decision on moral and spiritual values, we didn't learn. So we come in 2010. Give we a group of people as to the People's Partnership. Put a man in office called Jack Warner. Was warned by the former Prime Minister, hey, if only put a man in the parliament, or they can make the parliament look bad. The same people go and tell the same man, go and clear name, the same lady turn around and tell me how the man take money from one of the poorest countries, Haiti. And when the shoe on the next foot, no, not that now. When you have no integrity, no morality, and you want to tell me about integrity and morality, these people keep bringing my parliament lower and lower and trying to make it look like I, as a black man, have no value, no integrity, I ain't worth nothing. And as I do something, the biggest scorn is poured upon me. But you know what? When I hold them in the wrong stand-up, I have a man on $1 million bail in the parliament, is the Minister of Housing, get pulled up in a wrong stand-up with $300 million they're giving out in housing contract, and they had to pull it back. I ain't know where it reached yet. But you know what they're telling me? Moral and no. You know what they're telling me? Innocent until proven guilty. So he ain't guilty and nothing yet. He ain't find wrong. Have a speaker at the house. Get away from me now for 7 years. Run away from Trinidad and Tobago. Because he decided to take a bribe. If the PNM wants to do that, they drag the former speaker name all over the place, and it Bridget George, she husband, this, that, the other. So I am saying today, in order for us as Trinbagonians to bring some level of morality back to the parliament, it's time that the opposition leader take a stance. You see that lady that they want to send home and Farage that they want to send home? But here we're going on political leader. She ain't going. Until the same man, call for who have maintenance to pay. I ain't say that, eh? A man say my niece on me for 20 years or 18 years, right? The man say that. And apparently when he get into office, because the son change his name and all and take off, his father name and carry somebody else's name. Me say that. That's what the man say in the video. So he had to call he and ask if he saying it's true. I have a man who has a matter with Vincent Nelson, is now defending the state, is now a state attorney. He have a matter against, the state have a matter against him, for fraud. He is now a state attorney. Who again I have the Minister of Housing. 1 point something, 1.2. I have the same half Syrian, I have Annie Roberts. I have a man who was called, I have 2 ministers come back to Trinidad and give statement to the police against a man about human trafficking. These people are still in the parliament. So if you want my lady to go, based on, because I tell them, Mr. Manning had an issue with the present Prime Minister and the Minister of Energy, with a man called Dansuk. Remember that? Who, these two people, the present Prime Minister and the Minister of Energy, created a story for Dansuk to go and make Eric Williams and Franklin Khan look bad. Mr. Manning, without any evidence or whatever, Mr. Manning removed Franklin Khan and Eric Williams, because every day these two people go in the parliament and call on Franklin Khan and Eric Williams to go there involved with corruption. Turn around, Dansuk, when the matter reach the court, say that here we're going to see them two people there. Them two people make me say what? Sale. I had Marlene MacDonald had a little matter. Every day she go in the parliament, these people would call on Marlene must go and Marlene must go and Marlene must go. Not no innocent until proven guilty, But I have a group of people sit down in my parliament, had the same matters more or less, but I must tell them innocent until proven guilty. So morality for one, when you're in office, and a different morality for when you're out of office. Well, today, we have morality across the board. If them could remain there, what's she name, Janelle, or wherever she name is, and Alwari, them could remain there. So until you move yours, that the citizens have a problem with, just like you, Pastor Google, have a problem with the junior minister housing, you want them to move? Well, right. My opposition leader and I now had to negotiate a bargaining to make the population feel comfortable. See, what goes for one, goes for all.
All right.
Enjoy your day. Good night, sorry.
Good night. I see I had a missed call from a private number. If you want to call back, private caller, you can call back now. 464-7003. 464-7003. So private caller, if you want to call back, you could call back now.
Google, good night to you. You cannot fire that gentleman. Remember, that gentleman know where all the bodies are buried. I go.
Oh yeah, there's a big one to it. There's a big one. There's a big one. I just find it strange how all these so-called black educated leaders can't stand up against this boy. Walk away now. Walk away. Say only keep all your board appointment. But don't be calling black people, don't be disgrading black people like that. You wouldn't do that though. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't watch them disrespecting a black woman in the parliament and coming out in her defense though. Well, they wouldn't do that. But They're so black conscious and black strong. Leave me alone, eh? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good night, Pastor Google.
Good evening.
Pastor Google, them black people, when the UNC, them will come out and say nothing. Them will eat a full and hungry mouth. It's about talk show host at 91.9. It'll be early in the morning. My father was a freedom fighter. My father may rest in peace. Yasina Obaka. There's forward. Something really wrong with African people. When I was campaigning and saying the worst and burning on fire in the last regime, you didn't know I was a madman? You know I was a madman now?
You lie. You call you a madman? You call you a madman?
Yeah. He said I talking madman talk and all them kind of things. So when I was campaigning and talking and burning on fire and saying all the kind of things, they didn't know I was mad then. They know I'm mad now.
Of course.
And silence me from talking. Pastor Gold, me lying to tell you. You see, we people, something really wrong with we people and them, you know. Because either man traveling through the east-west corridor, the Beatam Highway, the bus shoot, like get a lion and tigers and bears down there. No kind of jobs. No such a gang there. Why living in the backyard? The majority of the gangs are down in the backyard. Look, I sign up for the work TT. We're on under Mukadisha Amen. I'll go to West Wales and tell me it's coming out on the website. So I thinking, so the man who gave me the inside now tell me, he sent the link for me and everything and tell me to go and he called me and tell me to go down Brentwood to go and register for the work. I go down there and register for the work. Pastor Google, you know the crew I went and registered, you know, all them working. And they call me out when I come in to talk for picture and silence me and tell me about hold on and take my time and all them kind of thing. I talking madman talk and all them kind of thing. And this wicked one they call Kingsley now was crying for doubles and roti down there. I was the man, was to stand up for him. Me and my brother COP for them to lock him up. Now when I talk to him, I go in sideways. And they know the barber from Talk City from calling in.
Wow.
Because they are coming and talking out and thing, you know. But it's real wickedness I seen going on, but I can't stay silent, boy. And the victimizing poor black African people. They only rotating certain people and giving them back, giving them work. Now them plenty of them look like me and you know. Me in pushing the race, what I say, you will see. What mouth could talk. Did not silence me, because me have no UNC card and me have no party card. I mean, none of them hold me to the ransom. So Kingsley and this one doggy look about this nasty, wicked every duty and them. I said that nasty, wicked African people about eating food and they don't care about the poor and the underprivileged. Talking about the nurses and them. I said that PNN people and people in East West corridor don't want nothing and the honorable Penny Beckers say if they get back in office, they open back CPAP, open back rapid. It should wasn't a big set of money, but people were still putting bread on the table, small as it is. They mash up that fine like chili. And they're not hiring back the people and them, not hiring back the people and them. All the workers behind the car and the bridge, you never trouble down there.
Yeah, but we go
all
talk.
The grandboys are down there, there's a gang. There's only a Indian working.
All right.
When they go by Julian John office now, a black sister now, to go for opportunities there. Like she don't like she race at all. She didn't put in some long weaving she hair. When they go, she glutton, she black brothers and them, and helping out all these Indian and them nasty, wicked African people in the UNC. They more worse than the P and them, boy.
All right, sir. Man said the worst. He who used to burn out the PNM, you know, saying that the UNT worst. The man said the UNT worse than the PNM. He, you know, who used to fire burn. You hear the difference now? When we was warning earlier, we warned you. We warned you. We told you so. But only didn't want to believe us. Only thought that we were just making bacchanal and couture. One man meet me by Woodford Square. He said, Pastor Google, I used to listen to you right through. I didn't care. I remember how I eat on that in 2010 to 2015. He said, but now I eat nothing. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Pastor Google.
Good evening, sir.
Good night to all the listeners. Those study last caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Pastor Google.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Those study last caller. When the elections come around next time, he will go back and vote his government. He talk now. Have a good night, Pastor Google.
All right. So the man KFC, the man say when the election come around again, you're going and vote for them again. That's what the man saying, no KFC. The man saying when the election time come around again, you're going and vote UNC. I want to play this video clip for you. Take a look at this. Take a listen to this.
Not acting and afraid to act and this, that, and the next. And Madam Deputy Speaker, I wonder if it's the same person who sits under a leader who has not acted in circumstances where Caroni Central is out on bail, in circumstances where
48-1. This is not about Caroni Central. This is not about Caroni Central. 48-1. Caroni Central is not in this report.
Member for
Caroni Central is not in this report.
This is not what the debate is about. This is not what the motion is about. Please withdraw your statement and continue to be relevant only. Thank you.
Madam Deputy Speaker, if I may, we sat here and heard Parliamentary Sanwan talk about our leader. And Madam Deputy Speaker, I am responding in relation to their leader. And Madam Deputy Speaker, we also have Mayaro, who is Mr. False Papers. He didn't get put out. Madam Deputy Speaker,
Madam Deputy Speaker, 48-4.
Who is before the court. He not getting put out.
Madam Deputy Speaker,
Member
standing order 48-6.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I was overruled by you 7 times when I raised that same objection.
The decision is up to the chair. What you are saying, Member for Trinity Maloney, is completely irrelevant to what this motion is. There was no time where either member that you mentioned was named in this, so I ask you once again, continue with relevance.
Madam Deputy Speaker, the saying that Gopal Lock is and Sipol Lock is a true statement. In addition to that, Madam Deputy Speaker, we will not have them impugn our leader. When she is ready to act, she will act. And in addition to that, Madam Deputy Speaker, all of them on that side have questions to answer. Every last one. Every last
48-6, Madam Deputy Speaker. 48-6, Madam Deputy Speaker. You don't hush your mouth. Speaker, did you hear that?
Madam Deputy Speaker, we object.
I said, ask him to withdraw and apologize.
Withdraw, Madam Speaker.
Members, I am on my feet. I deserve some respect. Member for Trinity Maloney, you have now started. I would ask you once more to remain relevant. If you are not relevant, I would have to ask you to resume your seat.
Madam Deputy Speaker, point of order 48-6. I raised it with respect to the unparliamentary language uttered by, I don't even know what CT is, remember for Tabakit. There he goes again, Madam Deputy Speaker. Unparliamentary language.
Member for Tabaki, just withdraw that simple little statement that you made and let us please carry on.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I humbly apologize.
Member for Trinity Maloney, would you like to continue?
To continue, Madam Deputy Speaker, this entire debate has descended into a targeting of one member of the Senate. Madam, one member of the committee. And Madam Deputy Speaker, this cannot be the proper functioning of this Parliament. Our Parliament is to uphold standards, not seek to weaponize them. And we are to believe any of you on that side. You would deal with such a simple matter that can be checked. Not so. Not so. You deal with criminals? Madam Deputy Speaker, you know, this is not the first time that a report of this nature, a special report, had to be done by a committee. The National Security Committee, during our time, had to do a special report in relation to the membership of Oropouche East.
48, Madam Deputy Speaker, 48-1, 48-4. 48-1, 48-4. 48-1, 48-4.
I agree, member. Please keep it relevant to this committee that we are speaking about.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I am talking about the work of the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. The Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago did not start with this Parliament, ma'am. The precedents that have been set over time relate to what we are doing today. And I wish to continue by saying this is not the first time that a Parliament has had to deal with a special report from a joint select committee. On that occasion that I'm speaking about, which was a national security report, there were concerns raised that were raised by the then Commissioner of Police and the Minister of National Security at the time, that a sitting member of that committee appeared to be fraternizing with the criminal element. And as a consequence of that, the committee did a special report because they asked the House and the leader of the opposition at the time to remove that member from the committee because it was felt that that was a security risk, Madam Speaker. And you know what the leader of the opposition at the time did, Madam Speaker? Nothing. Nothing. Madam Speaker, at least. Madam Speaker, I don't know if kangaroos go to the Hyatt and are paid.
Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, this motion before us deals specifically with one senator who was engaged in witness tampering. I don't know how the member reached Hyatt.
Member, please make your point while being relevant.
As I said,
Yes, sir. Madam Speaker, you're not here now? Madam Speaker, 48-6, man. No. 48-4. And 48-6-2, Mr. Speaker. This is Madam Deputy Speaker.
City Maloney, please continue. Thank you very much.
Madam Deputy Speaker, excuse me. Madam Deputy Speaker, I rise on Standing Order 48.6. The member for Toko Sangre just shouted a disgusting insult at the member for Trinity Maloney. And I'm asking
Standing Order 48.6. No one imputed any improper motive.
Did you hear?
He never said that. He said 48.6. My apologies. I've heard nothing.
48.4, please, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Member, just continue, please.
Wow.
Madam Speaker, if I'm not mistaken, I think Danny Guerra had a bald head too. Madam Deputy Speaker, the true measure of this House is not, I know about green substances too. I know about, let me don't tell you what I know about you. Madam Speaker, I am being disturbed. And Madam Speaker, if I am being disturbed, I will respond in like manner to what is taken. Madam Speaker, as you well know, I have served in this House for many, many years. And you will never serve as long as me. Or as well as me.
Madam Deputy Speaker, 48.6, I am sure you heard that.
It's out of control.
I am sure you heard that.
That's why you
the member said that the member failed as a lawyer. Insulting language, breaching 48.6. Yes. I want a ruling on this, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Member for, I really don't know who said it. So, all speaking at the same time while your own member is trying to give her contribution. I cannot even identify who said what. Member, continue your contribution again. I applaud you again with relevance.
Madam Speaker, Madam Deputy Speaker, what relevance has to do with members who are disrespectful to you and to the House? One thing I know, Madam Speaker, is that I cannot be accused of murder. Madam Deputy Speaker, you know, I sat here in amazement and heard the member for Parliamentary, Sanwan, talking about the leader of the opposition not acting and afraid to act and this, that, and the next. And Madam Deputy Speaker, I wonder if it's the same person who sits under a leader who has not acted in circumstances where Caroni Central is out on bail.
Olia, leave Miss Camille Robinson Regis alone, eh? You see the level of disrespect? And that's what I'm talking about. That level of disrespect in our parliament to a senior politician like Ms. Regis, and not a word from the Archbishop, not a word from the women of this country, not a word from women talk show hosts, not a word of condemnation. And then we cry out for respect and respect and respect woman. Respect woman. A lady who just came out from a medical condition. You have people making fun of it in the parliament. And then you want people to talk about respect woman. when our leaders in the parliament not respecting our women, our politicians who are strong women. But you know what? We will come and talk on the radio and they will this and they will that and they will ray and they will ra and they will this and they will that and they will the next. But me, I just see people, as my Angelo said, when somebody show you who they are, believe them. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, Mom.
Okay, and how are you?
I dare know. Your
All
son
right.
trying to be himself.
Well, I'm just trying to make one observation.
Tell me.
I heard Mrs. Reedy's contribution in the parliament. It was very strong.
Yes.
It was very good. But then I'm also hearing you saying, where's the Archbishop in all of this? What does he have to say? I'm informing you at this present time the Archbishop is in Rome. He's out of the country. So he doesn't know of this thing that took place on Friday. The other thing is, I find it is time. We have so many problems with this government. We have problems that we don't even know how to think about it. It is about time as citizens of this country, especially the black people, time to get on the feet and start to walk the street and ask for all the unhealthy people that is in parliament to be removed, because we are present the laughing stock of the Caribbean. I don't think there's another government in any Caribbean islands that have people in parliament that are undesirable as we have in Trinidad and Tobago. We have sold our hog to a fine market. You know why? All for the want of money in the wrong direction. If people would have only waited, they would have gotten more and more increase, and they wouldn't have been having to pay so many taxes. Now the taxes that is on this country now, it overrun the 10% that they get. I wonder if they realize that.
Yeah,
Right?
I heard somebody said that, especially with the NIS. It
Right,
has some
it's
of them
NIS,
it has some of them
it's
said to
more-
me,
It's more tax on NIS, it's more tax on food, it's
Yeah.
more tax than tax you could ever think about.
I heard
right?
somebody said to me that they didn't even get the 10%, but the government taking the NIS from their salary though.
You understand? So if greedy wait, hot would get cool. If they had taken the 4% and 5%, they wouldn't have so much tax to pay more than the property tax that we'd have had to pay. But now you have to pay tax on everything. Right? And just now they might want to tax you on how many bathrooms you have in your house and all them kind of things. They now start the tax because they don't know where the money coming from to cover the expenses. It is about time black people get together and put some kind of thing in place to return to a good government in this country. It have only just begun, you know. It have only just begun. Right? Because what this woman is doing here, she trying to develop the kind of system that they have in America where the police does be killing people black is right. I am not saying the criminals are right. They could never be right. But isn't there another way that you could arrest people? Isn't everybody that you all go to attempt to always trying to shoot at all here? What it is going on? What it is going on? So if we decide to march and the people start to get together and to protest about the people who are in parliament there that went up for election, that Trinidadians vote to put in parliament with a reckless background. And who wasn't reckless, she put them in the Senate. But we have one senator from the PNM, young and make a mistake, excuse me, and they want to get rid of her. So I think my leader should make a deal. get rid of what all you have, and I will get rid of mine.
All right. Thank you
Good
very
night.
much. Thank you very much. And I'm realizing a lot of people are saying that, a lot of persons are saying that the opposition leader, if they want her to remove Miss Bates, let them strike a deal. Right? That is what a lot of people are saying. Strike a deal, political leader. Strike a deal. Strike a deal. I don't know how many of you accept that or believe that she should strike a deal. You know what I mean? Strike a deal, political leader. They're calling her Miss Beckles to strike a deal. Will you agree with that? That she should strike a deal? Where, if they want Bates to go, then they have to get rid of Philip Alexander and all the others. Yep, only thing that is a good deal to strike. I don't know. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it from persons, and people are making that suggestion to the political leader that she should strike a deal. You know, but you know, I saw a video of late, and I really wanted to play this video for you guys. I don't know if I'll get to play it, but a caller made a point a while ago. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Why she have to strike a deal? Why you have to go through that? Just don't do it. You don't have to strike no deal with them to please who? Oh, please. Just leave the lady right here and forget that. Striking no deal. You always have to come. Why we always have to go half and half? Always have to be begging these people of them. No. Do what you have to do. Forget that. If it was the other way around, they'd have done the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Caller say no deal. Forget that. Leave me in peace with a little deal talk. You know, deal. Hello, good evening.
Good night, sir.
I just said that because I realized that that caller that's the second person I heard talking about if they want Miss Bates to go, then they have to get rid of some of their people too. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Forget that. That ain't happening. What we witnessing there in the parliament with the clip is the naked use of power that they have. And it's similar to what is going on in the template of the UNC 2.0 in America, where the Republicans are using power because they have it and they will use it until they're unable to use it again. That is what's going on with them. But the fact that Mr. Regis could get up and give the issues and point out the instances is what need to be done by the PNM all the time. Sure, they will use the sign orders of the PNM, of the parliament, because you know what people forgetting is that they enacted those standing orders when they were there the last time, when Wade Mark was the speaker. So you know what they're using? They're using what they put in place to control the activities in the House. And here I'm also saying too, the speaker and the deputy speaker going in lock, step and barrel in hand. And also in the Senate. I could give people what will happen before the Privileges Committee, I'm sure.
But let me ask you this. Do you think that time has come for us to move away from that, choosing a deputy speaker from the MPs and a speaker and a speaker of the House must be chosen by the government? You don't think it's time that we move away from that?
Well, It must, but as long as we have the 1976 constitution in place and how the party that wins the election operates, that ain't gonna change.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking about us changing or changing the constitution where that is concerned, because we seeing clearly that this little girl, the young lady who is the member of parliament for Princestown, clearly it is out of her. This is out of her depths. They run ropes strong.
I don't know if you saw her greeting to the Prime Minister on her birthday. She did a card on Facebook. The spelling was off. And I'm saying, this is a doctor. This is a person with a doctorate. And she get the simple spelling to wish the Prime Minister happy birthday. Off? Nah, man. Nah, but I'm not surprised because of false papers and so on. And you see how much we just reminded of Mr. Morris, but I'm saying to you, this is the standard that the country is willing to accept from the UNC. Dumb down governance. Dumb down. And we cool with that. Not we, but OJT government is what they want. And I am saying, sir, that it's the second time they have the required majority to change the constitution. You think they will spend their time doing that? No, they wouldn't do that. They only talk constitutional reform when they're in opposition. But when they get into government, they're quite prepared to use the provisions of the same flawed constitution that the UNC has been talking about since Mr. Pandey time. We had to do away with it. But they never make any... In fact, it's only PNM that try to amend the constitution. Remember Dr. Oli and them tried that? When they tried it, they, together with the Tobago House of Assembly in 2013 when they get swept by the PNM and Tobago. It was a flawed document and is a document to stifle the opposition. So I quite clear in my mind that they will not make any moves to amend the constitution once it means giving up power that they have. Right? They're quite content to thumb their noses in the country's face, collective face. You understand?
All right.
All I want for the opposition to do is to keep doing what they're doing. And the other MPs have to follow Miss Reggie's example and bring examples, bring the facts. MP remain does do it, and they bring it to, let them shout to the high heavens and ball 48-4, 48-1. Let them go ahead. But what we want to see is that fight, because you can't outvote them. They will always outvote you, but they have to bring that fight, bring that to them, right?
All right.
But that's all they intend to do. Use their power to stay in power and to abuse power. That is all. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you very much. I'm seeing news coming to hand, reports coming to hand that one man has been shot to death at Pity Valley. Yeah, Pity Valley. Pity Valley. All right, hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Pastor. What a lovely program. What I'm trying to find out, is the police independent? You know why I say that?
Is what independent?
Because if the police is independent, I will tell you why. Because what this man make a statement pertaining, come and swear an oath stating that a certain minister deals in trafficking, and up to now, the police didn't investigate that. So I want to know if the police is independent.
Well, somebody was reminding me or telling me to investigate and find. I call her thanks. Somebody was reminding me or telling me about the commissioner of police. It's Friday. Somebody was telling me that a group of people actually was trying to convince me that the commissioner of police that we have right now, he was the one that was doing the investigation with the plant-like substance on the ledge of the present Prime Minister. I don't know if that is true. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google. Pastor Google, I want to commend MP Camille Robinson Regis for standing up against that bunch of people on the other side who, as far as I am concerned, have more questions to answer than the PNM will ever have in their entire history. Pastor Google, I want to remind the people of Trinidad and Tobago, listeners, the callers, that the 3 times that the UNC was in government, there were major corruption scandals associated with the UNC. One up to now is 2 of them up to now. We can't get rid of them yet. It has not been completed as yet. The first one was the Piaco International Airport. Up to now, we don't know what is happening with our over $1 billion with respect to Steve Ferguson. It's as if that has been forgotten by everybody. You don't hear anybody speaking about the over $1 billion determination that was made in the courts in America that Steve Ferguson has to pay back. Not a word. Not a word. $1 billion, over $1 billion. Since this government came into office, like this Piaco International Airport in fiasco, like it dead. The second one, between 2010 and 2015, was Life Sport. That's on the shelf, Pastor Google. Over 440 million. Pastor Google, you saw people outside of this country running and hiding. The $8 million that was shared out around the table when they had a certain head of a gang leader head, or the sitting at the table with a minister and shared out over $8 million. And that minister is still in our parliament today.
What they call it cartel-like. What they call it cartel-like behavior.
Cartel-like behavior. And now, in less than 1 year, Pastor Google, millions of dollars, $1 billion US has gone missing from the HSF, as well as our foreign reserves total. And up to now, nobody could tell us where that money gone. To be fair to you, Pastor, I thought that money would have been used for the back pay and the 10% and so on. But when I heard the Mayor of Port of Spain come and say that they were instructed to pay the increases, I was in shock. And he said he had to follow the instruction. It's not if you're going to follow it, you had to follow it. So where that billion US dollars, that's over 7 billion TT dollars gone. Plus what they borrow abroad. I know you had the World Bank coming here now and they're going to do this with the World Bank. The World Bank don't give money, they just have to borrow money from the World Bank in US dollars. And now, when Camille Robinson Regis begins to speak, you're talking about she ballhead and she this and she that and she other, because that is how they are. When they cannot respond to what the opposition says, they use derogatory terms and nasty words. Derogatory terms and nasty words against the opposition. That is who they are. They're not going to get any better. They're going to get worse. They're not good for Trinidad and Tobago. Kamala Posabi does not care what you or I think about those people who have questions to answer before the court. And because of their majority, they will want to denigrate and have John Bates removed. But you know the speaker who did not declare his position before the PAAC meeting, where he was the attorney representing certain members of the pharmaceutical persons on that committee, on that issue, that he was their attorney at law. He never declared that he was, but he is sitting there litigating this matter as though he is judge, jury, and executioner, and demanding that Dr. Parasram and Minister Dial Singh be called before the court. They even asking, I even heard the leader of government business in the parliament, in the lower house, saying that John Bates should be sent to the DPP. Imagine that. This little fella who have questions to answer between he and his relative, but millions of dollars in contracts that they couldn't answer. That little fella too, because he have questions to answer too. And them suggesting that John Bates should be her fight to go before the DPP. These are the people. You see, Pastor, and that is why sometimes I get back to the PNM. When they have these people, when we in office and we in governance, there's no holds barred for these people. Don't feel sorry for them because they don't feel sorry for anybody else. You can imagine they are making that fella making that suggestion, but he has questions to answer. And when the police went to interrogate his relative, the relative said, well, I can't talk to all you now, I'm kind of busy, and the police walk away. They would have hauled you and me before the jailhouse, Pastor Google. Did I say, well, you can answer questions now. In your house, come down by we house and answer the questions. And this is what we have to go through. This is what this young attorney at law has to go through. This embarrassment. Yes, she did something wrong, and she has been removed from the Joint Select Committee. Fine. Now they want to go further. They want to go double jeopardy and triple jeopardy. And we see now here just taking all of that. While a man could just take $2,000 and give to some people because he park up there. Well, I just take $2,000 now, can't laugh it off.
Yeah.
About the $2,000 for the people, the state. I don't care how much money you give them. You could give them $10,000. But if there's a fine for what you did wrong, you're supposed to pay the state.
Thank you.
And that has not happened. And he's being allowed to say things about black people like if we is nothing.
Yeah.
Who the hell he feel he is?
Thank you.
But you see, when you have the power and you're getting 70-something or 80-something $1,000 a month, you don't want to give up that. So you will say anything and denigrate. I heard another one say, once all you have people that look like PNM in all your company, get rid of them. In other words, we mustn't work. We must provide food for our families and put food on our table. You could imagine a senator saying that about people of his own country. I could say something about Iran, but I don't want to go there. I could say something about Iran, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about Iran. I don't want to go there. But when you could stand up in front of a microphone and a camera and say, once all you have people that look like PNM working for all you fire them, you give a reason, He just said, once you're looking, what does a PNM person look like, Pastor Google? You could tell me. You could tell me what a PNM person looks like. And these are the people we have making rules and laws for you and I to follow. You and I, Pastor Google, to follow. And we sit here and we want to vote. We want to vote because of what? We're looking for an excuse not to vote. Or to give them a chance. So we have 4 more years of this. 4 more years. And if we don't buck up and understand what time it is, it could be 10. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you very much. I have a video I want to play before I close off this evening. There's a video I want to play. And I really want to play this video. And I want you all to listen to this video. Listen to this video. Listen to this video. Trinidad and Tobago, by extension, the world. Listen to this video. I see I have a voice note.
Good night again, Mr. Google. I just had something short to say. Where, Mr. David Abdullah, where you come from? Where did you come from? That is why you never won anything, you know. You're just foolish, man. You talking about Miss Bates? Man, stay out of P&M business now. Stay out of politics. You never win nothing. Look, I gone.
Blessed morning, comrades. Blessed day to each and every one of us. For many years, I stood on the Labor Day platform and tell you all the problems that we have in agriculture. But I see break in some of the leaders' ears. They don't understand that. I am almost certain each and every one of you, when you go to the supermarket and the markets, you're balling. You want to know what the hell happened? We're supposed to be getting cheaper food at some point in time. But we continue to have this problem where agriculture is treated as the bastard child of the economy. The one part of the economy that could employ most people in Trinidad and Tobago, like Carry Limited once did. But we do not treat agriculture as a business in this country because we are not a voters' bank. If I take my truck and go around to all them farmers and beg them for money, I don't have to come back with $10,000. But the man who imported the dog meat will be able to finance a political campaign. And yet, we cannot seem to understand what is going on out there affecting us here. You all know when the war started between Russia and Ukraine, our middling, the flour, the prices went up. But they didn't raise the price of flour. You know they raised the price of feed for the poor farmers. They didn't raise the flour because two things that's caused trouble in Trinidad and Tobago. When the price of chicken go up and the price of bread. Because we're lazy, we go to KFC and bakery. Right? We need to understand something. And just recently, I hear the Minister of Agriculture saying he's bringing drones to help with the premier last year in farming. Now hear what happened. Come like the TTPS. They have cameras all over the country for what murders going on, what raids going on, what home invasion, and we can't get nobody. Now UN putting the necessary resources into the premier last year squad and into the infrastructure, but they want to go and bring drones for one of your friends they want to make money. We need to understand, and we need not only Sheriff and the farmers should be talking agriculture. All our happy 3 times that is, some of it is 4 and 5. You understand? But all of it have to eat at the end of the day. It's not wrong for us to be talking about agriculture because all of them will suffer because when the children can't eat, they can't study good. And when they can't eat good, they can't be good sportsmen. That's why the people who perform for us have to be living abroad. You understand what's going on? So it's something like the chicken before the egg, or the horse before the cart. Something happening that we're not understanding for almost 50 years. How we gonna solve that? Or let's take this red and yellow shit in this thing go. Look at Shagaramas farmers. They were the pioneers of the school female program. All these comrades here know when we went and marched with them. Comrade Roger went with us to stop a man from Bolton in those days they fight them. And we still fighting that damn thing up to today. When will people get justice in this country? Or you want to destroy the agriculture sector? They're not doing nothing. And all of you understand the real level because they will starve to death just now before they go have money. If they keep telling them voters home and no money, you can't even sell double just now at the roadside. Comrades, I can say plenty more, but I'm not going to disrespect the political leader. Let's say the leader. I'm going to talk about right? But understand this. Shiraz Khan and the farmers are not the one alone to fight this. We got to stand up and demand better treatment for farmers and for themselves in this country. Thank you, comrade. Long live the trade union movement. Long live the union. The properly serve us and represent us in the years to come. Thank you, comrades.
Ole what the man say? Eh? Ole heard what the man say? He political leader, but he pull it back. He couldn't say it. He couldn't say he political leader. And he couldn't say what he wanted to say because he knows that Ansel Roger and they support the government. So if he was to say what he really wanted to say, he know it will upset Ansel Roger. So, he pull it back. To pull back, brother. Talk your talk. You're talking like that under the PNM, the UNC. And here we say that yellow code thing, that yellow thing, that yellow wind thing. You see what he talk about? Because you feeling it? You feeling it. But I want to play this last video for you guys before I close off this evening. I want to play this video for you guys before I close off this evening. This video, I want you all to listen to this video. This video talks about the mid-year review. And I want you all to listen. Listen to this video. Make sure and share the live. Tell someone to listen to Constructive Talk. And those of you who are on the live, make sure to subscribe to the page. Take a listen to this.
Government is gearing up for its mid-year budget review, but it's already promising big revelations. Finance Minister Dave Tanku says the date will be confirmed after talks with the Prime Minister.
A former finance minister foresees a widening fiscal deficit and rising inflation, while several unions are keeping their eyes and ears out on salary increases.
Therese Polo has more.
Finance Minister Dave Tanku says a proposed date for the mid-year budget review will be shared after consultations with the Prime Minister. And even before the presentation, the government is promising bombshell revelations.
In that debate, we will tell you what they did to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, whose friend, whose family, whose financier, who outside man, who outside woman, was receiving the largest of the state.
But beyond the political rhetoric, there are growing concerns about the economic reality facing citizens. Former Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Mariano Brown, urged citizens to temper their expectations. He reminds that the 2025 budget was based on an oil price of US $73 per barrel, while actual prices were closer to US $60. And while the US-Israeli war involving Iran has since pushed energy prices above $100 US, Brown warns that the benefits may not translate directly to consumers.
The likelihood is that inflation will get worse. As the longer the impasse in the Middle East continues, the greater the impact in terms of government expenditure and the greater the impact in terms of overall pricing.
The former minister notes there has been no meaningful shift away from dependence on the energy sector, though he acknowledges diversification could take at least a decade. Brown also lamented government's reluctance to introduce new taxes, alongside increased NIS contributions and recent wage agreements with public sector unions.
What we could expect is that there will be greater expenditure, not necessarily matched by an increase in revenue. So the likelihood is that the deficit should be a little larger.
While the broader outlook points to tighter finances, unions say they are focused on what the review means for workers.
So we are expecting and hoping that the minister will definitely give us dates. Right now we have June or July, but we have nothing definite in terms of the implementation of the new rates of pay or precisely when they are back pay.
Street is also calling for continued progress toward pension benefits for daily paid workers, one of the few groups of state employees still without a pension plan. But another major union is drawing a harder line. Tutor is not prepared to give the government any further leeway on back pay. President Crystal Ash insists payments must be made by the end of May. He adds that the mid-year review is the last resort. Last year, the mid-year budget review was presented on June 18th. Whether it brings relief or further strain, all eyes are now on the government's next move. Doris Polo, CNC3 News.
Thank you very much, Ms. Polo. Thank you very much, Ms. Polo. Hey, here now. So I ready to close up shop. It's already 11:45. Look how late you have me up here. I sure have fallen and come off the live already. Good. So you hear what Barry Padarath and they more interested in? Bossing Mark. Bossing Mark. That's what Barry Padarath is more interested in. Bossing Mark. You understand what I'm saying? Trinidad and Tobago. Bossing Mark. That's what Barry Padarath and they are interested in. Barry Padarath and they not interested in governance. Alright? So alright, so you had to talk quick because it's already after 11 and I don't want to disturb my neighbors.
I know what time it is. I apologize.
Yeah.
But I have to say this. Maybe I could say it tomorrow too, but I want to say it tonight as you play that clip. And I hope the mayor of San Fernando is listening, as well as the mayor of Port of Spain.
They're always listening.
Right. If they hold the media review in June, as Doris Polo indicated, that they might, that they held it last year in June. I want to ask these mayors, how are you paying all your people?
But they don't say they copy.
Pastor Google, I keep telling you, I listen to you all the time. And that is why I'm asking the question. How are they going to pay the people of the enemy? As Mayor of Port of Spain indicated, some of these municipalities don't run out of money. Don't talk about Superior. They have no money. So they're going to pay the enemy. Hold on. But they're going to infusion of monies. They're going to come in and say, okay, pay it now, then we go fix it in the we go move money up, we go move money just so. And this is the government that's running the country. No money for the municipalities. 1,600 people in POPs to take over from CPEP when they had over 10,000. 1,600 people that came up the country. How to pay them? With what? Tomorrow.
Thank you very much. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world, I want to thank you all very, very much for being a part of Constructive Talk this evening. Remember, you can make your contributions to Constructive Talk at any for Citizens Bank. All right. If you want more information, you can WhatsApp me on 464-7003. 464-7003. I'll send you information for you to be able to make your contributions towards Constructive Talk.
On Friday, the 8th of May, 2026, the mayor of Port of Spain is having his free Mother's Day concert. You heard me. Free. It's going to be called Thank You, Mama. This event is going to be held at City Hall in Port of Spain. Contact your local government representative and reserve your spot today. Thank you, Mama. Be there. On Friday, the 8th of May, 2026, the mayor of Port of Spain is having his free Mother's Day concert. You heard me. Free. It's going to be called Thank You, Mama. This event is going to be held at City Hall in Port of Spain. Contact your local government representative and reserve your spot today. Thank you, Mama. Be there.
Friday the 8th, May 2026. Thank You Mama, Mayor's Mother's Day Concert. Admission is free. Limited tickets are available. Contact your local government representative. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtime at 6. To be held at the City Hall Auditorium, Port of Spain. This event will be streamed live on the Constructive Talk Network on YouTube.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
You are listening to Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, on the CTN network. The number to call live on Constructive Talk with me, Pastor Google, is 464-7003. Join me, Pastor Google, on Constructive Talk Monday to Thursday from 8:30 p.m. Remember to subscribe and like the page.
Worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Suffering in silence. Amen. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate, no time to separate. I'm calling on the prayer warriors in the country. Come for a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan you had for us, it's vanishing. The violence. Lord, the nation in distress. What's it gonna take? We need a rest. It's time that we repent and we confess. Cause Lord, I'm tired of the bloodshed and rising in numbers. Amen. I'm tired see the youth choose the path of plunder. Amen. Can't walk the street in peace is a problem. Amen. Father, intervene, please save your children. I pray for them gangs, them surrender your soul. You're not fully dumb, but you're fully in control. To change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave we. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad, need we cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Deception is spreading, it's trending. Oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the leaders to lead with integrity. Amen. So my people could thrive and provide for the family. Amen.